welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex. Today we were at Brennan Theaters watching the new X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't have high expectations. I did not think it was gonna be good, but the one thing I will always do for any movie is go in with an open mind to the best of my ability. So I went in this looking forward to hopefully enjoying myself. There is some really bad stuff in this movie. There is some really good stuff in this movie, and it kind of balances out in the middle somewhere. We'll start with the bad because it's more fun to talk about the bad. The story isn't horrible, but the execution of said story is horrible. The character development, some of the acting, not all of it, and the choices they made within this story, I just don't think they work. There were too many moments in the movie where I was supposed to be emotionally involved and I wasn't. There were too many moments where there was supposed to be something that it was leading to something, there was tension, because the characters weren't being developed enough, and they weren't taking enough of their time with the actual building of the emotional aspect of the story, none of it hit. So you get these major beats going along the path, but none of them feel earned. That is a huge detriment to the movie as a whole. Now, the downside to it having such a poorly constructed, or I should say poorly executed story, is that this is literally my favorite X-Men action that I have seen in any of the movies. Some of the action scenes, especially towards the end, are just mind-blowing. Cool ideas, awesome implementation. You see powers really come to life. You see people fighting emotionally and intensely, like they're really into what they're doing, protecting and fighting for what they believe in, and I really love that. Towards the beginning of the movie where you start to see people pick sides, I enjoy the way that they have those confrontations built with action. They don't just have it spoken. So towards the beginning of the movie and going into the middle of the movie, you have a lot of moments where people have to decide how they're going to handle what's going on. And I really like the fact that the intensity of these scenes aren't just fed by dialogue. They actually follow their intentions and they actually go with what you would think they would go with in these moments. And you see these ultimate powerful people, these gods amongst humans. Of course, they're not humans, they're mutants. But you see these amazingly powerful people and how they deal with each other by almost flexing their powers at moments. And I thought it was really cool. So this puts you in a tough spot because you have horribly executed story. And that's pretty frustrating because there's actually some pretty neat story elements in there. But then you have these amazingly executed action scenes, as well as some of the choice scenes, the ultimatum scenes towards the beginning of the movie, that really, they work against each other. So you've got great and you've got horrible. So what does that do? Does that make it a great movie? Does that make it a horrible movie? Oh, it makes it a mediocre movie. What it comes down to. The good can't make up for the horrible because the horrible is the story. So you can't make up for the story. So if you're an X-Men fan, I suggest seeing it because the action scenes are going to blow your mind. They finally got some of these characters right and you're going to know exactly which ones they are when you see them. But don't get your hopes up on the story. They make some strange decisions and this isn't a story you can tell in 2 hours. And this movie is less than 2 hours. So they're trying to cram an entire emotional journey, how it starts and how it ends, in way too short of a time, and you're gonna feel like it's rushed. So I'm gonna give this movie a 6 out of 10. I'm glad I saw it because I enjoyed those action scenes quite a bit. I enjoyed the visuals of a lot of what was happening, but the dialogue made me roll my eyes. The execution of some of the moments made me roll my eyes, and the fact that they didn't give this character enough time to go on the emotional journey that is the core of this movie and this story is very sad. It's weird that they've done this story twice, and they failed twice. I don't know if they don't understand that this is the X-Men equivalent of Infinity Gauntlet, because the MCU understood that they have to do that over the course of 3 movies. I'm not sure why X-Men can't figure that out, because if Fox would have spread this out a little bit, maybe did a 2-parter, I think it would have been a lot better, because you would have felt the emotions of these characters as they built. The moments would have meant something, instead of just checking stuff off a list as quickly as you can. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.